Now, the rest of the story.
Come here, Calvin. So here I am. Oi, what you doing, dude? He's wondering where I'm at because I just spent the last hour and a half doing this. And what is this? This is a field road. This is on one of my farms that, I'll forget about that for now. The field road, when I picked this farm up, I rented it, well, whatever. One of the things we noticed on it was down that way, about a half a mile, it had a couple washouts on it for about 50 feet. And I said that I would go through, and I had made one attempt already to seed this down. I mean, I'm not really looking for this. I'll take grass. I don't, something that's going to keep it from washing. And some of this is actually from me seeding it back in April. I was just in the area doing a waterway. So I burned over here and, ran across it. And it was a good attempt. By the time we ran over it with the planter and the fertilizer tender, then the sprayers a bunch of times, and then right here, just last week, was actually Andrew with this trailer, his pickup and his box trailer. He came up and he sprayed a third of this farm with the drone for fungicide. So that means I got about 2/3 of this place that has yet to be sprayed. It's corn on beans, and I did find some tar spot. So granted, yeah, it's this week already. It's the 15th of August, but I'm hoping, the tar spot really doesn't do too much, because in severe instances, what tar spot likes to do is it'll take a crop of corn that looks like this, nice deep green, had plenty of moisture in the ground, ears are doing an awesome job of filling, and give it less than 3 weeks, up to 3 weeks give or take, and it'll look like late October. Just completely shuts down the plant. And what it does is it severely affects your grain fill. And at this point, I do believe statistically they say 40% of your yield is yet to be determined yet at this stage right now. And that stage is we are past pollination and the ear is filling and you're getting your kernel depth and everything established. So ideal weather at this time of year, it's cool. It's not hot. I was actually wearing a sweatshirt when I left the house this morning. So cool at night, like 60s at night, and we're getting down to the 50s, like 50 at night. Then during the day you get up 80, high 70s, somewhere in there, and that's doing wonders as far as growing a crop. This farm in particular, I mean, I kind of feel bad showing you what some of the corn looks like. I'll do it. I had stand issues because the planter was not doing the best at getting the seed into the ground. So my singulation isn't as great as it could be. Now, the reason why I'm still able to smile and laugh telling you that is because these plants, the ears will flex. So when the plant isn't seeing or noticing that there is another plant within a certain distance of itself, it goes, hey, I got more sun, I got more energy, I got more nutrients in the ground. So you know what? We're going to put a big old ear on. And you know what we're going to do yet again? We're going to do 2 of them. So that is a lot of what I'm seeing up here. I'm seeing 2 ears on an awful lot of plants. And no, I would take you into the corn, but I really don't feel like getting all cut up again because I just walked through it. I mean, the corn leaves, they are very abrasive, by the way. But a lot of the ears I'm seeing that I've pulled, they are 18 to 22 around, which on average I'd say more 18 than 22, with a bunch of 20s thrown in there. But then 30 to 35 kernels long, and I don't really do yield counts. It'd be hard to do it for this farm in particular anyway, because the stand, it was planted at a little over 35,000 seeds per acre, and I know my stand isn't that high, so maybe 10% of the actual stand is actually here. But depending on what your ears do, your ear does, it could be significantly more, it could be an awful lot less. I get really shied away from wanting to do any type of real yield counts anymore, because I could never get within range. I was always like 30 to 50 bushels off, so it's kind of hard to do your guesstimations, and you come in and say that you're going to be 260, 270 bushels, and you come in at 210, 200. So what we got, if I can do this without being too burned up here, let's see. The problem is that you guys are going to see nothing but leaves. Random weed breakout right there. Taken care of. Let's drop in one row. So the big thing I notice is the leaf damage. I think part of it is storm, like this guy right here. There's a bunch of that. But the big thing that I want to defend myself on is, you see this leaf right here? It's all burnt on the edges. Doesn't look that great. But then, where are we at here? On this plant, a little bit yet. Then we got that guy, which, believe it or not, that guy is our first. I'll just break it off then. This guy is actually our first leaf that doesn't have any of the nitrogen burn, because we broadcasted urea versus Y dropping and putting the nitrogen on the ground next to the plant. The reason we went that route is because of how this farm lays and how I planted it, and we've come to the conclusion that we were going to do more damage trying to Y drop it on the headlands than just going through and spreading it. Now, if I'm able to go through next year and plant it the way I would like, I'm probably going to push a lot more for Y dropping. So I didn't even side dress with this with the cultivator, just because I got so late. I'm looking for tar spot, and I don't notice anything. I was noticing just a couple spots a little while, or not a little while ago, about an hour ago when I first got here and I walked through the field, and I'm not seeing it right here, which is good. I mean, you got a few areas of leaves that are marked up, but that's not tar spot by any means. But overall, the leaves look rough. I think we had some wind damage myself because of the amount of leaf damage that we have. It's not that the leaf itself is like covered in diseases. It's just like you saw this one. It's like the wind caught it and rolled it over like that. So as far as ears go, you guys want to see what one of the ears looks like? Let's see here. Filled out all the way to the end. Got that nice yellow tinge to it. Gonna hold on here. Hi, hello. I know I'm getting you guys camera sick. There we go. That's a pretty good ear. A little bit of the slightest amount of tip back. That's perfectly fine. When you're asking about the perfect size ear, what are you actually looking for? I'm actually looking for something about the length of my hand, and we've beaten that. And this guy's already done, so let's just get this out and look at it then. My question is, for those of you that farm or don't farm, you hear a lot of guys complain they want one big ear and they don't want double ears, and the second ear can take all the nutrients out of the plant. But I am in the side of the road where I don't care whatever one brings me yield. That is a really beautiful ear. Length of my hand, a little bit more. The reason I don't really worry about what's on the ear, granted, if there is kernels there, that does add to final yield, but when it comes to what actually adds up, it's everything from here up to right about in here where it starts to narrow up. But do a quick look. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I think I miscounted. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. So we got 18 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So there's 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 18 around by 30, 35 long. I mean, you could go higher, but I actually prefer to figure for less. I would rather figure low than figure high and be disappointed. But barring any severe weather, I'm feeling pretty good. Do you want that? There you go. I'm feeling pretty good about the crops. I really am. I haven't been looking at the soybeans too much, but with the amount of rain that we've had in the forecast, the beans look good. The corn is doing its job. A little bit of wind damage just in regards to like the leaves, I feel, but it doesn't seem to really have affected the ears too much. And my planting issue with the singulation, I don't think that is going to hurt me too much, because it seems that the ears have flexed to the point that it'll help take up some of that loss. Because this farm in particular is the only farm I got right now that I can consistently pull 18 rows, 18 rows around ears. And like I said, I've found an awful lot, like 20, 22, and that adds up to yield really quick. I mean, my goals, for those of you that actually wonder, my goals are for it to yield as good as it possibly can. But no, 200 bushel, 200. If I can hit 200 minimum, I'm content. Everything above that is extra. So that's really what I look for. Soybeans 60 bushel plus. But as far as the crops go, I think we're pretty well done as far as doing much more of any more passes, and going through and getting this seeded down tomorrow and letting it go for, well, there's moisture in the ground. I know it'll get the grass seed to germinate, and it'll be sitting pretty until harvest. So that's about all I got for the crop update for now, guys. I can do a more in-depth one later on, but I gotta get back home. Seems I'm already pushing for later than I meant to be already. So you guys are watching the rest of the story. If you've watched this far, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. The liking and commenting are huge. The subscribing is even bigger. The reason I say that is because it doesn't allow the channel to go stagnant. Because if your channel is not constantly growing to a certain degree, it goes stagnant, and it limits the amount of potential viewers can actually see my videos. Which, if they're not worth watching, I totally get that, but it certainly helps. So until next time, maybe tomorrow, I'll see you later.